I'm saying here, that is the one to go for. It is so, so good. Hey guys, I'm Tiffany. Welcome to the Cinematic Reviewer. Today I'm sharing monthly recommendations. So I had this idea at the beginning of the year, back in January, and at the time I was like, yep, I'm gonna do a video a month. And then that didn't happen. So essentially, I will go through January through September and talk about a singular movie or TV show that I really recommend that really took hold of me during each month. So first up is January, and I recommend The Rookie. So this is a cop show with 3 subplots per episode. It's got great, genuine, and compelling characters. Now the guy from Lost joining the show, oh my gosh, he was so great. Now one of the best episodes I think that the show has entirely, season 2, episode 10, The Dark Side. Now Oscar, he really grew on me as a character. He is so funny. So this is something that 4 months really consumed my time. I was so hooked on this show. Now here's one thing I will say. I feel like this show is like a funnel. Essentially, Season 1 is the best. Season 2, 3, 4, you get the idea. It just loses quality each time. Essentially, it seems like they just keep removing characters or actors leave the show, so then they're done with those characters, and the more characters that end up leaving, the worse the show gets. And sometimes the new characters they introduce, it just puts a damper on the show. So, it's been a while now since I've watched the show. I stuck around maybe around season 5, season 6, and eventually I was like, alright, I've had enough. So it's a very good show. At the very least, check out season 1, then season 2. Season 2's got some great moments. Like I said, season 2, episode 10, that's like the best that the show has. It was so, so good. So it's a great show. I highly recommend it. Great stuff. Now for February, I would recommend Suzume, the anime. I will be honest, I was trying my best by trying to make this project happen. Not every single recommendation here is like, oh my gosh, dude, you gotta watch it. Like, this is kind of one of those, going through the things that I watched that were new to me in February, I was like, yeah, if I had to pick one, it would be this one. Like, I thought it was pretty fun. Interestingly, this guy has done other projects before, the creator of this anime, or manga and anime, whatever the case, but this anime movie, I really liked it. I did try another project of his that was like the one that more people have watched. I couldn't even stand that one, but this one I really liked. I did think this was a good movie. I did think it was very fun. Great animation, very cutely stylized. I did like the little voice for the cat, even though the cat was kind of a menace in the movie. And the chair certainly was interesting. But I'd say it's a fun premise, it's a silly premise, but it's got a lot of heart. So it's definitely something I'd recommend. I'm not saying that's something to start with if you don't watch anime, but it was fun. It was a good time. Now in March, I was considering 2 options. Speed, because I've never checked that out before, or Scott Pilgrim versus the World. 2 things never seen before, and at the time I was like, I guess I could recommend Speed, but I was like, forget about that one. It's fine. It was better than I expected, but it's not something that's like, dude, you gotta watch this. But I would say Scott Pilgrim versus the World, it was very interesting. It was very experimental. It definitely had a lot of fun moments. It's a crazy movie, for sure. But it was a great time. I would say Michael Cera was great. Like, in general, there was a lot of fun there. And I will say, Black Sheep, Brie Larson singing that one, dude, I've listened to that song so many times on Spotify now. That's really fun. Like, all in all, it's a great time. I myself do not really read comic books, but I do see plenty of the inspiration behind it, the way they styled it and everything, all the things they did there. That was really cool. But I really enjoyed myself. I thought it was a fun time. Now the movie I would recommend from April is Freedom Riders. I have never checked this movie out before. Basically, I saw some talk online, a couple clips on Instagram, and I was like, I guess I could check out this movie. Dude, this movie is 10 out of 10. It is such a good movie. It tells a true story. It is excellent. It is fantastic. If you take any recommendation I am saying here, that is the one to go for. It is so, so good. And for me, I would recommend the anime Chainsaw Man. Dude, that is such a crazy premise. Like, the other day, I had been with my dad and we were checking out one of those FYE for your entertainment. And so there were a couple things. There was like a little plushie of the, the little character with the chainsaw, and then a poster. And my dad was like, what kind of show is this? And I was like, I know, but it's great. I am so looking forward to the movie. I'm so excited. It's coming this month. I cannot wait. But it's so good. It's so fun. I also, speaking of music again, I gotta bring up music again. The theme song, great, great, great. I listen to that song all the time. I definitely think it'll be in my Spotify Wrapped. So much fun. Highly recommend. I don't know if it's really a starting block if you've never watched anime before, but if you have watched anime before, I highly recommend it. I think also why I like this show so much, just to compare it to Jujutsu Kaisen, if you have seen my channel before, last year I discovered Jujutsu Kaisen, checked it out for the first time. I do really like that show, but that show seems a little inflated with all the characters, and what I liked about Chainsaw Man, it's a little bit more centralized. You kind of focus on a number, but not a significant number of characters. I like more that sort of focus, and I like that I get to more focus on the main character. I feel like there's similarities with Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man, but definitely enough that you can enjoy them by themselves, or one or the other. But I'd say both are great shows, but Chainsaw Man was so much fun. I do have to say, since I watched it all the way back in May and the movie's coming out, I'm probably gonna have to watch it again, but it was really, really fun. Now for June, I would recommend Stick. Now Stick is a TV show on Apple TV+. It is great. It's got Owen Wilson in it. It's very, very fun. Now I will say, it's not a perfect show. It's got some issues. They have a certain character in the show that, is literally the worst, okay? Can't stand this character. Just wanna, knock him dead. Okay, anyway, in general, a lot of people do not care for this character, so this is not an unpopular opinion. If anything, is a very popular opinion. But the point is, it's a very fun show. Basically, Owen Wilson's character used to be really good with golf, doesn't really do it anymore, and so he's basically helping this kid to be in these competitions and everything, and it's a really good, fun show. It's really, really fun. Now, I'm not going to say it's some wholesome show. It is TVMA, so have discretion or whatever if you're not the biggest fan of that. Like, it's basically just language and a little bit of suggestive sexual encounters, that sort of stuff, but it's great. It's really fun. Now for July, I would recommend Blindspot. It is on Netflix right now. It is great. So this is a show, I remember when it was getting released and everything, and I was like, whoa, that's a naked woman right there. What's going on? And so then I never checked out the show. As it turns out, yes, the beginning of the show is she's this naked woman, wakes up, tattoos all over her body, but like obviously she's gonna wear clothes for the rest of the show. Point is, it's like a whole detective work, mystery. There's so much fun to it. She ends up working with the FBI. There's so much fun here. Great characters, great action. It's a super, super fun show. And if you cared at all about what I said about the rookie with Oscar, you have a similar character in Blindspot. His name that he changed it to is Rich.com. He is great. Absolutely fantastic. Also, one of the characters, I have never played The Last of Us, but I know that that lady, that actress, played Ellie and everything, and so it was kind of cool to see her as an actual standard acting and everything, I'd say she was one of the best characters in the show. Very, very fun. I've definitely found some good songs in that show as well. Great time. It's a great show. I highly recommend it. Now for August is actually not going to be something that is new to me. This is me rediscovering the show. And that show is The Big Bang Theory. I do not understand why there was like this popular opinion for a while that like all this show is a laugh track and it's not funny and how did it have so many seasons and who even liked that show. Like in general, back when the show was all the rage, I love that show. My family and I, we really got into that show, had so much fun. My dad actually had one of those graphic tees where it was rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock. Like, so much fun with that show. So, back last year, I had checked out Young Sheldon for the first time and enjoyed myself. I tried to watch The Big Bang Theory again at that time, and I didn't really get into it or anything. But this time around, I saw yet again, it was Instagram videos, seeing multiple clips from The Big Bang Theory, and I was like, yeah, let's check it out. I watched that episode in season 6, I'm pretty sure, and it's when the three girls, Bernadette, Amy, and Penny, they go to Disneyland. That's a very fun one. But in general, I've been having so much fun with the show. I've been watching it again with my parents. All of us have been laughing out loud, having a great time. So I will say, I've definitely had a bit of a different opinion of certain aspects watching it now as an adult versus when I was a teenager. So I have a much better, stronger appreciation for Howard. And one thing that I think is cool is the actor himself. Sometimes when he speaks a little bit lower, he actually sounds like Paul Giamatti, which I think is kind of fun. And I will say, I do see a lot of myself in Sheldon. And I wouldn't say it's the extremes, but just some aspects. For example, needing closure and hating change. Like I said, I've been laughing out loud so many times with this show. I've been finding a lot of comfort in the show. It has been so much fun to rediscover. So if you are like me and all, and you heard plenty of opinions on the internet where it's like, oh, boo this show, whatever. It's like, how dare you? Like, have your opinion, but like in general, that's a fun show. And I'm glad there's so many seasons. It is really fun to go and watch again. Now, for September, I would say 2 recommendations. So one is the anime, The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. I gotta say, that is quite the mouthful. But it's this new anime on Netflix, and it's a contemporary story. I'd say it's pretty fun. I would say the first episode was so much more compelling than the episodes so far, but I still think it's pretty fun. I've definitely been enjoying myself basically every Sunday when the new episode comes out. I check it out. Yeah, and it's short. It's like 20 minutes. It's not too much of a commitment. It's something to check out, but I'd say it's pretty fun, pretty nice. And I'll also recommend Knights of Guinevere. Now, what is that? So, if you guys have heard of the animated show The Owl House, basically Dana Terrace and 2 other people who also worked on that show, basically they worked together and made this new show, and it's produced by Glitch, and Glitch is on YouTube. I don't know where else they have these things available, but you can watch the first episode of Knights of Guinevere on Glitch on YouTube. And I'm not gonna say I'm loving this show so far, but I think it has some solid potential. I'd say I'm definitely seeing some things, reminiscing on some things that seem a lot of parallels with The Owl House, which is very fun. Now, this is definitely more of an adult animation. This is not little TV7 like The Owl House on Disney Channel, but it's been really nice so far. I do wonder what all's gonna come from this show, what all we're gonna get. Clearly there's a lot of spite at Disney, a lot of digs at Disney, but I'd say it's pretty good. So I also think it's fun with the Knights of Guinevere. One of the main characters actually looks a lot like Reagan, who is the main character from the adult animated show on Netflix, Inside Job. And that's a show I really, really, really liked. I would say part 1 of season 1, top tier, love it so much. I didn't enjoy so much part 2, but like, it's a very similar character design. Different character, obviously, but very similar, which is kind of nice. So it's been pretty fun so far. I do look forward to seeing what comes next. I'm not sure when they will have an episode 2. I know because it's more of an indie thing, they need some, you know, some funding to continue making the show, but I look forward to seeing what they have to offer. So that is it for my recommendations this year. I've definitely seen a lot this year. To date, it's been 178 things I've seen this year, so new TV shows, movies, things in theaters, things on streaming, things on DVD, things like that. So it's been a pretty solid year so far in terms of discovering new content. I still have some things that I'm looking forward to talking about, such as Smile 1 and 2. Still gotta do that movie review. I'm looking forward to talking about that. But we'll see how it goes for October, November, and December. If I'll do a singular video for October, then November, then December, or if I'll just put those 3 together and just have it be like quarter 4 or the Burr months and everything like that. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I definitely like to hear if anyone has recommendations for what they've seen this year. Anything from the start of the year to now to the middle of the year, anything like that. I'd definitely be curious about checking out some new movies and shows as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, comment below, and if you liked this video and would like to see more movie content, be sure to hit that subscribe button. See you guys next time. Bye!